Welcome back to the Martin Liedtke channel. Hi guys, glad you could be here today and I hope you enjoy this video. We're going to do something completely different, although it is in a historical context because it's all happened in the past. What I'm going to show you here is a load of random images and a load of random images that I noticed whilst I was going through them that invoked feelings. I had feelings, various feelings, feelings of melancholy, feelings of nostalgia, feelings of happiness, feelings of euphoria, feelings of sadness. I mean, a whole smorgasbord of feelings that I did go through going through these images. Now, I am a child of the 1960s. I came into the world during the summer of love. And by the time the 1970s ended, I was in Form 2 of high school. I started high school in 1979. So I went through all of the 1970s on the streets of a council estate in Britain. So I'm going to go from that context. Okay, guys? It will be humorous, but it will be honest. Okay? This in front of you, this culinary delight, this gastronomic delight is a banana sandwich. And it's a staple even today. I like a banana sandwich from time to time. They're very, very filling and very nutritious, I think. The banana sandwich is what kept us alive in Britain in the 1970s. Remember, the Ice Age was still going in the 1970s. The winters were unspeakably cold. So yeah, these are quite interesting. These ornaments. Did see a lot of these, guessing maybe pufferfish ornaments in the 1970s. Have you seen how many fragments of broken glass happen when you drop one on the floor? Oh, I have. Many, many. I mean, you're picking them up till the next year after. Funny little story. When I was working as a plasterer once, I had a baseball cap on and I was doing some touching up around a fireplace. And the cap of my baseball cap hit this beautiful blue plate on the mantelpiece and it fell to the floor and it broke. So I thought, oh dear, I hope that's not worth anything. Anyway, nice old lady, Mrs. Mowat, used to make us soup and jacket potatoes every day. Formerly, she was a famous actress. I can imagine very beautiful in her youth. On the streets of Broadway. Anyway, so I said, I'm sorry to tell you, I've broken a plate in your kitchen by the fireplace there. She said, oh, that's okay, my love. It's not, as long as it's not the blue one. I was like, well, yeah, it was the blue one. I felt terrible when she started crying. Obviously, this had great sentimental value to her. So, right, imagine now, right, guys, you only got a coal fire to heat your whole house, which we had. This is my childhood, right? So it is an unbelievable bastard to get lit if you haven't kept it going from the night before. So there's a load of ways of doing it. Chuck a bit of sugar on there, maybe helps. Chip pan oil, chuck it on there. It stinks the house out, but it can get the fire going. But this using the suction of the chimney, like this lady's doing, she's got it down. As you can see, that coal fire is lovely and yummy. So that is the only warm place in the entire house, is maybe a meter away from the coal fire, away from it. And then that's the warm world. And then you step outside there and it's the Arctic. Okay. The rest of the house has frost and it is literally death. Okay, guys, in the 1970s. You have no idea. So yeah, I'm going to do future videos, I think maybe on the music of the 1970s, but definitely the food, because I haven't got a butcher's. I live in the second biggest council estate in Wales, next to Gurnos in Merthyr Tydfil, Ely. And there's like 35,000 fucking people here. And guess what? We haven't got a butcher's. No, we haven't. And we used to have Williams butchers, but they've gone off selfishly to live another life. And now I can't get things like liver, which I used to love, and homemade Welsh faggots. Okay. And I know what you Americans are thinking. What did he just say? What did he just say? Just go with it. Okay. Homemade pies and things like that. Now, Jewess, the master butcher, oh my, you could get a real chicken. This was in the days when a chicken wasn't injected with chemicals and water, and the food's run out. Everybody hasn't got any food anymore. If you do eat in McDonald's or Burger King, okay, that's not cows. Okay, millions and millions of burgers every day being eaten. That's not cows. Okay, I'll tell you what it is later. So yeah, every family has had a terrible mangle accident. One thing you must never do is get your ball bag caught in the mangle. I had an Auntie Polly once who caught her nipples in the mangle. Terrible affair it was, but you can undo them. It goes in reverse. Okay, so never bottomless or topless mangling. This is good advice, Martin. You're doing the world a great favor. So yeah, this got your washing proper dry by squeezing the water out of it, squeezing the living daylights out of it. We haven't got that anymore. Who in the audience who remembers sterilized milk? Well, I'll go a little bit deeper than that. It's on this rabbit hole. I used to eat condensed milk. In fact, we all did. We used to have condensed milk sandwiches. Did you just hear what I just said? Condensed milk sandwiches. Yes, we did. It was very strange, and it was just when there's not much food around. It's the middle of the winter, yeah, and there's hardly any food in the larder, in the cupboard. Old Mother Hubbard went to the cupboard. There was only a Bombay pot noodle there, okay, which has happened to millions of people. What I'm talking from the perspective now, the people are listening, is what happened to tens of millions of ordinary British people, okay, in the 1970s. I mean, it was a beautiful time, is all I can say. Can you remember these? You grab the tail and you wiggle them like horizontally, and they go like serpenty. They're really annoying if you do it in people's faces. That I found out as well. So yeah, this is the pinnacle of British cuisine. I mean, we got chips, we got eggs, we got beetroots, we got cucumbers, we got some gammon, yum, cranberry sauce, a bit of turkey, sprinkle a bit of herb on it, make it look like it's posh, like the Europeans. A bit of red honey and a bit of clotted cream or whatever it is. I don't see, is that mustard over there? I hope that is Coleman's mustard, and a bit of cheese. This, and tomatoes, this is the pinnacle of British food. I know what you're thinking. It looks like something I vomited up. Yes, it does look like vomit. I must admit, it does look like vomit. But we're trying to keep up with them posh people on the continent, the French and everybody else, because they've all got this really lovely food. And ours is like, well, like vomit. It's regurgitated, isn't it? Who remembers these? Yeah, studs. I had studs. Still got studs. I got a gold urine at the moment because all sailors have urines to get to the ferryman when I tumble off this mortal coil. I had one of these put in my nose when I was a skinhead. Now, all the skinheads in Cardiff, we all had our ears and our noses done and everything by a Jewish jeweler who lived in the Castle. He worked in the Castle Arcades opposite Cardiff Castle, and everybody in Cardiff went to him. Didn't seem to have a problem there. So yeah, he did my nose. Okay, so I had one of these in my nose, but see this pointy bit here is stuck into the wall of my nose when I was laying down at night, and it all got a bit funny and a bit infected. So I dumped that. Thought, no, I'm not really into the piercing or the tattoos. I realized this early on. I had one tattoo that I did sitting on the toilet at 11 years of age. My gang, the Boot Boys gang. There was only 8 of us, really. Anybody else that selfishly got the Boot Boys tattoo without asking. Well, it didn't go. Let's just say it didn't go down well for them. Okay, the 70s was a very violent time. Now, this is my sugar bowl. I had the exact same sugar bowl in my house. Now, when you run out of sugar, and I mean you're clucking like a junkie for your sugar, yeah. I mean you got sugar bit fever. You're going through the carpet. Is that sugar? Is that sugar? Yeah. You can. There's all crusted sugar in the bottom of this bowl. You can add a bit of boiling water to, and you get 2 cups of tea out of it. We've done it many times. Guys, have you done this yourself? Yes, of course you have. So I'm allergic to a good proportion of these. Bring back G's Linctus. Oh, they were the good old days, weren't they? Yeah. Neck a bottle of G's Linctus, all the fucking bar. After the vomiting subsided, everything was groovy. So I can't have Vicks. So when I was constantly ill as a child because of the mouldy room that I was living in, the shitty console environment of freezing fucking everything, Vicks Vapor Rub gives me spots, like really bad spots all over my body. I mean, if you only rub it on my chest, I'll have them on my ass. I mean, I guess like a really bad reaction. Cod liver oil, I don't mind. Any purgative, that is a shame. I don't drink Lucozade because it's got aspartame in it. Not really in the aspartame club. Anything with aspartame, I do not do. So syrup of figs, yeah, I've had that a couple of times. That'll make you shit the bed. Whew. Syrup of figs is good. So this is what all the ladies was out doing. My mother and all the neighbours when I was growing up, they all had beautiful gardens. And if they didn't, guys, the rent man would knock your door and say, "Sort your bleeding garden out." They would. And everybody had a beautiful garden, guys. There's so much care and attention to everything. And, smelly people were often frowned upon, although they were dotted around in the environment, but people would like definitely frown upon them. But they were usually, had nicknames. Like we had our local smelly family called, and his nickname was Smelly Gathelli. But I did see him urinate himself to keep himself warm on a bus stop once, which I thought was unusual. But he seemed happy enough with it. Anyway, sorry if you're eating. So yeah, here we are, the ladies and the kids. We're out scrubbing the streets every day. Well, once a week on a Sunday, usually. Disinfectant, everything. So no dog shit, everything was sparkly. This Britain here, yeah, is completely and utterly fucking dead. And in one generation's time, this won't even be, this is just going to be, this is why I'm bringing it to your attention because it means so much to me. Britain that I thought sucked and now it's gone. You know what that saying is, guys? You don't know what you got until it's gone. No, that's what I'm feeling. That's what I'm feeling. You don't know what you got until it's gone. In Britain, it was safe. It was free. It was crazy. It's fucking everyone knows Britain's a crazy ass little island and the people on there are fucking bonkers. But that's what's so endearing about it. Yeah. And we really do care that we're just the best people. So yeah, this was the 1970s style, I guess. Not really, not for this was for the upper class, maybe middle class, but you remember wood. I've known people to steal wood panelings out of somebody's room back in the day. They were literally burgle worthy, was wood panelings. Terrible things used to go on back in the day. But I did used to look forward to Christmas. And I was in the cult back then. But my mother explained to me and my sister early on, Father Christmas, guys, that's fucking bullshit. Just like NASA. Because my mother was proper, like, frigging truther. And she said, so I'm buying the presents. I struggle for getting them. All right. Your man helps out, as you know, but this is all me. So I want a bit of gratitude, yeah. And if you shit to me, you get smaller presents. Okay. So there was a lot of bribery and blackmail. Yeah. So, coming up to Christmas, the gaslighting definitely drops off. Anyway, so what did I get in my stockings? Well, I used to have tangerines for definite. I don't like, not fussed on apples myself. A Cadbury's cream egg, and you couldn't really get after 8 mint boxes in a stocking because they're big, aren't they? But I definitely had a Cadbury's cream egg. Terry's chocolate orange. Tap them and wrap them. They were like a Nepalese temple ball of chocolate. I mean, still get them in the modern day, but that orange oil now rips me to shreds, guys. Every time I have that orange oil, I have the worst heartburn. I got to be very careful what chemicals are going into my body these days. Fucking hell. Anyway, I used to love my stocking at the end of the bed. There'd be little soldiers in there. My mother, she just nailed it on the stockings. And I used to keep away and wait for it to come in and put them on the end of the bed. And when she left, I'd have a look what I got. But I didn't eat it all. Sherbet. This was brilliant. This was crack cocaine for children. Barrett's sherbet. I mean, chronically addictive. Yeah. So you get a length of sherbet, and you dunk her in this white substance, which is called sherbet. And this is called licorice. I don't know if they do licorice all sorts now. Probably do. Yeah, they do. Yeah, they do. Oh my shit. Literally, have you ever seen them horror films when babies are crawling across the ceiling? Yeah, that's what it does to you. It literally makes you crawl up the walls, walk across the ceiling. I mean, no wonder we were all so nuts. This is why everyone in Britain got manky teeth, by the way. Yeah, the old. I got a bit of story about one of these nail sharpeners, these pencil sharpeners. So obviously in the 1970s school, my desk when I first started, by the way, had inkwells and it lifted up. I loved my desk. It had somewhere to keep your stuff. Okay. But they replaced them with these them tables later with nothing going on. But you could literally ruin them with a marker pen, like you can with everything. So yeah, sir, yes, Martin. Can I use your pencil sharpener? No, Martin. Why, sir? Because it's my pencil sharpener, Martin. Right, sir. Okay, then. And I would sit down and I would plot carefully and very strategically my vengeance with his stupid mis- and his name was Rufus, by the way. He asked me for cannabis once. What a fucking cheek for a teacher to be doing things like that. Certainly not, sir, I said. Go find your own. So yeah, these we didn't have health and safety. Ma, I'm going on the wall. My mother used to fucking hate me going on the walls, but she said to me, I was part monkey because literally I was always on walls. I was always up in the air, climbing constantly. Guys, I was like parkour. That was a thing back then as well as now. Yeah. I was jumping buildings, running roofs, doing it all, guys. And I was always up on a wall, always. And she used to say, "Get off there, you'll break your freaking neck." Always cursing you, mothers and relatives. You'll break your leg, you'll do this, you do that. And I used to think like I do now. No, I fucking won't. You curse you. I fucking won't. I know my limitations. I'm a good climber anyway. Or I was. Brilliant climber, actually. Because I've got a lot of weight to lift and I was all really muscly. So I could just fly up the drain pipe. I'd whip that drain pipe like a whip it. So yeah, this is the Britain. I'm sure there are beautiful hobbit towns in Britain still there hanging on. I've been to a couple lately and they are still there. The beautiful British friendly, warm and cushy vibes. That is like, I'm sure they wouldn't like what's happening to the cities, but it's not going to really happen to them, I don't think. But we'll see. And then things will start moving. Ah, the lollipop man and the lollipop lady. Do you remember, guys? Do you have them in America land? They're like senior citizens, basically, and they help you across the road, get splattered by drunken drivers or drug addicts in the morning. But there's signs up there, and it says, I literally was late every morning to school. And he said, "Why are you late, Matt Leake?" I said, "Sir, the sign says to slow school ahead." So I just did. It's like, oh yeah, makes perfect sense. Remember the minis? Loves the minis. I could tell you a story about a mini. We broke a mini. I lost a mini in Barry by a lamppost, tripping, left it and lost it, never found it again. But before then, we could have sworn that the car had broke into two and there was road between us, but the car wasn't broke into two. That was just this is advice to you guys. Never drive in a car in that state, but everybody was in that state back in the day. This was what it was. So street parties. This is another thing that's gone down the Swanee. You're never going to have these again because I don't think that they're going to like it, are they? It's just like this is Britain that was, yeah, the British people, Rule Britannia, yay, fucking love it. Now it's not going to be like that, So that's the end. Them days are gone. So that's heartbreaking. Maybe I'll come back another 100 years. Have to be some radical changes. I feel the government's going to be gone very, very soon. But I don't think they're going to bring new rulers in because their people are psyops. I should do a list of my favorite top 10 psyops. That's what I should do. Yeah, I think I will actually. So, yeah, this is Covent Garden in London. As you can see, they're all picking up their flowers, all the flowers for a whole of millions in London. Everyone looking at the camera and just another world, really. That's not the 1970s. No, this one is. Yeah, this elephant's like, get me on that bus. Oh, I love it. I love elephants. How'd you get two elephants in a mini? How'd you get two whales? I mean, two whales in a mini over the Severn Bridge, of course. Black Stallion, classic. Earl's Court. And then we used to have fresh orange juice delivered, then later bread and stuff by a guy called a milkman in an electric milk float. Gone. And I can't get any fresh orange juice. I'm drinking at this moment in time You can hear it. Tropicana, which is about 1% fucking real thing. When I was in Spain, they had these machines that like literally crushed up like Valencia oranges and made like orange, like real orange juice. And I felt like yummy. I felt great. And I can't get any. And when I was a kid growing up, all over Cardiff, I'm in the market, in the cinemas as well. They had them. They had them orange machines and made fresh fucking orange. Can't get them for love nor money. No, they want to bring them back. Bring back fresh orange machines. And then machines that turns chickens slow and cooks them slow like they used to do. Bring them back as well, because I used to freaking love one of them. Anyway. So, Coronation Street. You know about soap operas? Well, soap operas were invented as adverts, weren't they? This is why they're called soaps. And there's a lot of product placement, a lot of dodginess going on with this cast. But the thing is, with these gangs, if ITV and BBC is like basically what happens on the channel stays on the channel. You know what I mean? So anyway, let's basically rub shoulders with these legends of British television, shall we? Stan Ogden, he looks like he's going to punch your lights out. Poor old long-suffering Hilda. Annie Walker. Now, I was in Blackpool in 1979 on holiday, and this man here, Albert fucking Tacklock, was sat on a on a deck chair, and there was a big line in front of him where he was charging people 50p each, which was a lot of money back in 79, for his autograph, the twat. So I seen him in real life. Now, this guy here, Fingers Fairclough. Now, he owed the word, Jad, and then later on, in real life, he got accused of some very nefarious things, which gave him the name Fingers Fairclough. Okay, don't have to go into details. Now, Pat Phoenix. So one day, my mother says to me, "We're going to Canton. Pat Phoenix is opening the Stardust Casino." It's like, Pat Phoenix, wow, what a fucking legend. So she packed me and my sister up onto the bus, off down to Canton, outside the new open slot machine parlour in Canton, and Pat Phoenix cut the red ribbon. It was one of my greatest moments. It were. Fucking hell. Life was complete after that moment. I seen Pat fucking Phoenix. But to be honest, though, she was really lovely, and I was quite happy to see Pat Phoenix. And then she died years later of cancer or something. But that might be bullshit, because like Pierce Brosnan was dead, guys. I grieved. I watched fucking Dante's Peaks. I watched all these old films feeling really sad. And I was like, oh, Pierce Brosnan's so awesome. Yeah. He ain't fucking dead. He's making films. He's not dead at all. So yeah, these are ladies of the 60s, I would say. Yeah, mid to late 60s, gone a bit earlier, yeah. But these beehives, you could literally move a family of 5 in there. Look at them, guys. They had rats in there. They had birds nesting in there, which is why it was called a bird's nest, some of them. Why they went with the beehive, you'd have to ask members of the B-52's pop group. I don't know. This was when men were men. I used to do this shit. They used to make me do this shit, and then used to have to go in the showers as well, which was really fucking horrible. That was not one of my favorite things to do. So if you've got a bit of mud on your bum there, maybe you should wipe it off. It's like, fuck you, sir. No, that didn't actually happen to me, but it happened to somebody else. Somebody got commented on a bit of mud. So obviously the teacher was looking at him. It was not a good fucking thing. So yeah, there you are. Fucking nasty covered in mud. They used to make us do that playing rugby. And literally, I used to be like that. All British people literally spend freezing cold fucking winters slopping around in the mud. And they were violent and they hurt. They really, really hurt. I mean, the PE teachers, yeah, they really hurt. And we had Mr. Pruitt, although he broke his back in a martial arts accident, he butted me in the head. Him and Mr. Withy both butted me in the head. Who ate jelly straight from the pocket? Only a real man and a real woman eats jelly straight from the pocket. This is Jello, guys, if you're in America, yeah. Same stuff. Add boiling water, it makes wobbly stuff, like the stuff that women have implanted in their breasts. Exactly the same. They all got a bit stupid at the time because it leaks out into their brain. Did you know that? Yeah. Straight from the packet. This stuff is like hard sugar drugs. I mean, it is the best. So yeah, I was a jelly man. We all were. I know what you're saying. I did that, Matt, but it gets covered in fluff. Yes, it does. Thank you for bringing that to my attention, viewer. It does get bits of fluff and other bits of pocket debris, which is ash, bits of roly, bits of pen, and other bits of stiff newspaper, bits of stiff toilet tissue. That's not true. I would never do that. So anyway, so these are things called hot water bottles, which I had one last night in my bed because I had really bad pain on my side. So I put a hot water bottle on it, and it helped like immensely. So yeah, bring back hot water bottles. May everybody be happy in a hot water bottle. So yeah, these were confusing. These came out early on, early in the 70s in public toilets, in restrooms. I got really confused. I thought, are you supposed to reach your ass all the way up there to wipe it? Yeah. But they do pull out a lot further than that. So you can get them to your bum. Because obviously, you lift your bum up to wipe them. So I was always confused about that. Anyway, they did get really nice and clean, though. And who doesn't appreciate a nice clean bottom, eh? All of us. So there you go. Shaper's pen. So yeah, that would go in my stocking at Christmas. I would love, because I'm a writer and I love a fucking pen. I used to love a pen as a kid and I love a pen now. I used to love writing then, I love writing now. So I used to love a decent Schaefer and I used to love a decent paper mate. And my mother used to buy me some beautiful cartridge pens for Christmas. And my little eyes used to light up. Oh, my mum used to really buy me lovely things. See, I'm literally got feelings again. Oh, these were brilliant. See these? These were on trains in Britain, yeah. So they were like little compartments where people never had the internet or mobile phones, so they were forced to sit across from one another. Now, there's many famous sketches out there on the Two Ronnies or on Monty Python's Flying Circus, where you can see comic, or any Beatles movie Hard Day's Night, as well as a comic stint in one of these. But yeah, so you get the vicar opposite you, and beautiful woman sat you, and then you just all start talking all the way to London. That's what we used to do anyway. It's fucking brilliant. Oh, don't, Lucy, no, don't drink out of the hose pipe. It's got scriptoperidium. You will die. So yeah, we used to actually drink out of the hose pipe. I used to drink out of the stream down the woods, even though I knew fucking critters would be floating dead in it, and not give two shits. Yeah. This is living. Yeah. And flowing water is really good for you. So, yeah, we had a few of these left after World War II. So I grew up in like early 70s, but I do remember a lot of these around. And we used to tie a rope around them and then swing around them like that. But they were beautiful, all world lampposts. And the reason there's no building by here is because the bleeding Luftwaffe took it out. And then they built these masonettes, which is what you get all over my area, is millions of these called masonettes. The 4-story high. I've got loads of them where I live in Cairo. So yeah, this is how I grew up, playing on just ruined grounds in fields over the woods. I was very lucky, me, because I live in the west of Cardiff. I'm literally 10 minutes walk from a place of outstanding beauty, the Vale of Glamorgan. It is the most beautiful place in the whole world, wide world. And I'm not just saying that out of bias. Anybody who goes there will agree with me. Go to the Gower. So yeah, this is what we did, kids. We used to play pigeon toss. I had a wicked protection racket going anywhere, like you're supposed to do in high school. Got it going down early. So there was the dinner ticket racket. There was the cigarette racket. So basically, if you sell a single cigarette for 10p and you sell 10 of them because you bought 10 fags, then you get enough to buy another 10 fags. And if you keep on going, if you sell 2 packets of 10 fags in a day, you'll have enough to go to the disco tonight, enough for probably some Stonehouse cider or whatever cider, woodpecker cider or something. And yeah, and then off to the disco. See if you can pinch some of Auntie Betty's tomatoes. Or if you go... We were school kids. This is what we did. Okay, look, this is what we did. We stomped around in the mud. Now, I had a school, that Glen Ely High School, that was sinking in the mud. It's been demolished now. It's gone forever. I feel very bad about that. But the problem was, I only had one uniform and one pair of trousers. So by the time you'd get to school, it looked like you'd been in the fucking Somme battlefield. I mean, covered in fucking mud. And if it had been raining, which is Britain, so it was definitely raining, I would be soaked through the skin. And they used to make us wear these things called Johnny Flapjaps, which is a pair of plimsoll trainers which would hold on your feet with an elastic band, and these shorts, which were too flirty, and they looked like a bleeding tutu. So you had to hold it in and hope your nuts didn't fall out. And you had to sit in them because your clothes were drying on the radiator. Fucking hell. It's literal hell. This place is literal hell they did to us. But having said that, it was a really happy time. It was the happiest times of my life. There they are, all the mums. Look, yeah, no one's freaking gobbing, no dog shit, nothing. Okay, they in the modern day in like Blackburn or something. There's people cooking fucking foods and got like cooking animals out in the street and shit. It's just I had one of these done caricatures, two caricatures done by caricature, and they were absolutely brilliant. They hung on the wall of the bulkhead of one of the ships I sailed on for quite some time because of the humorous nature of what was on there. And it was me. It was so me. He captured me. So, yeah, caricatures, not indicative of 1970s, but fun anyway. So, yeah, Viscount Biscuits. This was if you were having a really posh night. So, you're having a mix, really, maybe a half a quarter bottle mix. So, you're going to be really bollocks. Okay. And then you're going to want some munchies. So, you're going to go and get some Viscount Beer tickets or maybe some Ferrero Rocher if you're feeling really extravagant. But yeah, so I had one of these only yesterday, and you can make little cups or shapes out of the silver foil wrapper. Now, talking to silver foil wrappers, we had a thing in Britain called Quality Street. Apparently, yeah, actually, I bought one for Crimbo, yeah, which I'm not going to be celebrating, by the way. But I bought one, and they've replaced the metal foil wrappers with this like toilet paper, toilet tissue stuff. Disgusting. So they want to lose the name Quality Street. Maybe they should call it Was Quality Street. So yeah, back in the day, they used to have women's spaces for women to safely go to the toilet. Obviously, I went to a toilet in Spain, and there was like literally, I'm standing there having a pee, and this woman in a bikini walked past to go and have a pee and sit there. I'm like, I'm not sure if I feel okay about this, and then I can't go a pee. Then if there's anyone there, like except for the girlfriend or something, I can't go fucking pee. So yeah, I'm not into that at all. So yeah, women's spaces where the women can go safely under the road and not have to cross the path of any unsavory gentlemen, which are very much around at the moment in Britain. Oh, dynamos, free energy. I loved my dynamo. I had loads of dynamos. And why hasn't everyone got dynamos? I do not know. Free energy, guys. See, do you know what this is? Do you know what this is? This is danger. This is really, really bad danger. So I made a mistake once. I went away with Cardiff City Football Club to a place called The Den. The Den. I had been warned, but had no idea about Millwall Football Club, that the football fans take double-barrel shotguns to football matches. Yes, nobody told me about all of that. So anyway, yeah, I went there, and it was all like millions of not millions, but a lot of East End gangsters, and they were massive, and we were like Welsh hobbit people and get head kicked in. So yeah, it was fucking dangerous as fuck. They were going Millwall really threateningly. I was like, oh, but I did get home pretty safe because I could navigate London pretty well. Oh my god. And this was absolutely beautiful. I would have a slice of this. No. So what this is, it's egg with luncheon meat, which is eyeballs and assholes of a pig, I think. And it's got a crusty surround. Best eat them fresh. I did have one once out of date, a pork pie. And I had extremely bad salmonella for a while. Only 3 times I've had one. Egg fried rice of Chinese. Often one of these things. Don't want to put you off or anything. Tip Tops. Did you have Tip Tops in America? Popsicles. So I lived on Tip Tops. We all did as British kids. We still did into the modern days. I think kids still have Tip Tops in the modern day, maybe. I don't know. Or slush puppies. So I used to have cuts in the corners of my mouth, there and there, in the summer months, from the plastic that would cut my mouth, where I would just be slurping away, hanging a Tip Top wrapper in my mouth and just slurping away on it. We all did that. My favorite were the Probably. I don't like the green ones really. Probably the red ones. I like the red ones. And sherbet dips. Now these are solid sherbet, pure sugar, make you go 10 types of mental. As soon as you've had one, then you just turn into a like nutcase. All kids do. That's why they're given to them. But like I said, Britain is a place of confectioners, and what did Napoleon say? It was a country of shopkeepers. Indeed, it used to be. Not anymore. Not British anyway. He's scraping it fine. Headroom. You're in Hull, in Beverley, the Ezel Road. 10'9" headroom, the max headroom. Max headroom, remember him? Matt. Oh, okay. So yeah, tight squeeze through there. Don't want to get that wrong, do you? And rip your bus up. And we'll have a lot of fun. Who remembers Blind Date? Yeah. I can't stand Blind Date, guys. Obviously, as a man, I wouldn't watch Blind Date. I was forced to watch it because the family were watching it, but I wouldn't watch it. I grew up with two women, so they would watch like Come Dancing and like fucking Blind Date, and we'll have a lot of fun with fucking Cilla Black, which was terrible. They used to date people, and it was all just role playing. It was just stupid, and I just don't like it. I don't like that. I don't like Patrick Swayze. I don't like Dirty Dancing. These gay things. You should take them away. Go away. Go away, Blind Date. So, yeah, let's have a look at the world that was. It says Ely there, and guess where I live? Ely. But this is Ely in London. Ely shop in London. It was so clean, wasn't it? This urban graffiti's got a lot to be desired. I wonder how it happens. They come around at night and do it. 'Cause I never see anyone actually physically doing it. It's really annoying. Do you remember these? I ate them. You could crunch them up, man, and just fucking eat loads of them. Put them into a bap, bread roll. That could be a dinner for school if you were on a bunk. Yeah, Burton's potato, beef flavour. Absolutely fan-fucking-tastic food. Gone. Anything that was any good is gone. Anything like Quality Street or Bovril Crisps or just got replaced by bullshit. So this was good. This, if you had a leg chopped off or an arm, you could rub this on the wound. It's called Germaline. Yeah, literally kills anything. Yeah, how we survived the 1970s was Germaline and banana sandwiches. And these things carried on the keyring, put a special little photo in there and look through the viewer, point it up to the sun, and it's like magic. It's like 3D. It's like, man, oh man, it's like the height of technology, if you can remember. So I miss my bank book. I used to love having my bank book. Who remembers their bank book? That's all gone now, innit? I used to like opening my book and seeing how I was doing and how things were coming along, and you could check things back. Oh, you can do it online, Matt. It's like, yeah, I know it. Everyone else is fucking looking at it too. I want it like in my pocket. I want my bank book back. Yeah. There's millions of women still grieving over their family allowance books, guys. And that was years ago. There you go. The good old bogey. We used to call them in Wales. Don't know what you call them elsewhere. Go-kart, box car. Literally the most dangerous tool of the 1970s if you're going downhill without brakes, as I found many times. But fantastic. Look at the inventiveness of this old wooden school chair. Can you remember them things? The wood used to splinter on them, catching your trousers. So I met this man. Again, I know what you're thinking. How do you know so many famous fucking people, Matt? I don't know. It's just that type of guy. Yeah. This is the Green Cross Code Man. Yeah. And he was a television campaign in the 1970s, but he came to all the British schools. He came to my school. How old that? And he stood in the hall and he did the Green Cross Code. So it's basically red means no, kids. Okay, green means go. Do you get it? And there's one in between as well. It's called a yellow one. It's got an amber. You know what that means? It means maybe, maybe not. So that's down to you. So fuck me, that's really confusing. But anyway, back to the story. So yeah, I met him. I said hiya. He said hiya back. This is Peter Prowse, who eventually, years later, because this was in about 1974, became Darth Vader. Yeah, yeah. I know the shock. I just felt you jolt in your chair. Yes, this is Darth Vader, Pete Prowse from Bristol, who's no longer with us, unfortunately. He drowned in a bowl of bird's trifle. Now, I have a bird's trifle in the cupboard up there. I was thinking of making it for YouTube just to tell you how beautiful life can be. Dream topping, custard, shark infested custard, and fruity bits with these little square bits of bread. Um, I don't know what they are really. I can't be explaining. But yeah, this is the pinnacle of British culinary delights. Is Sunday afternoon. Mum used to do beautiful sandwiches. We used to have bird's trifle and some nice coffee or something. My mum used to do camp coffee. That was really lovely as well. Chicory. And we used to like a Horlicks and an Ovaltine. We are the Ovaltines. Horlicks. That's something completely different in the modern day, isn't it? Unfortunate name. There you go. So we used to have a fruit man, and my first ever job. So as soon as I was 15, my national insurance number came before I was 16, just coming up to 16. So I got it. I was like, fuck me, I could work. I can earn my own money. I don't have to stay in this shit zone. I'd already been expelled anyway, so I wasn't going back to school ever again. So I managed to get a job on Bessemer Road Fruit Market. Although I did get the sack because my Vespa that I had at the time, that I'd saved up for and bought, broke down on the way to work. And he'd sacked me and never give me a chance. And I took him to the industrial tribunal and I won. It was like, and then I had like a grand or something. I was like 70. I was like, oh, for me, this is the most money I'd ever had to that point. I was very, very happy. So Guinness is good for you. Well, I wouldn't promote alcohol, actually. It's a poison. It's one of the worst things there is in society. It's the drug of the slave class. But Guinness is the best of them. And yes, you could survive on just drinking Guinness alone. I would agree with that. And if I do drink, I will have a Guinness. I do like a Guinness. I like a cider myself, but I only drink when I'm with friends or go into do's. I've seen this happen in loads of you. So we had these double-decker buses in Britain. We still got them now, guys, if you don't know. So there's stairs that go up, spiral stairs. And this guy here, he's run for the bus and he's missed it and he's fallen on his ass. And I've seen this happen. I seen it wasn't funny, it was in the wet, but I did see a woman face scrape once, and everyone was like, ooh, that gotta hurt. I've seen a bloke fall on his I've seen loads go. I'm guessing if you're from Britain and my age, you've seen a lot of people go trying to jump on a bus. But it was no health and safety, guys. They didn't give a shit. You just run for if you fall and die, yeah, that's on you. Nobody's liable. It's like, well, it's not us. I wonder if she knew she was going to get caught in this image and looked at in 2020. Fuck me, what year is it? 2024. So, yeah, I think this is Carnaby Street in London. Or, yeah, I thought it was King's Road. It's Carnaby Street. And this is in London too. And it is in World War II, this one, not the 70s. It is interesting because I got Bovril, Schweppes. So you've got Bovril, German, Schweppes, German tonic during World War II. How weird it is that they're battling with people who's got German stuff all over their city. Really, really weird, isn't it? Anyway, bile beans. What are bile beans? They don't sound too appetizing, do they? So yeah, this is the statue of Eros that they covered over so the Luftwaffe don't splatter it. Whatever. Hello, little girl. Have you any drugs? Me? No, well, I'm only 5. Oh, okay. Do you want any? No, I'm only 5. Oh, okay. No, that's in the modern day. Obviously, there was none of that going on in them days. But policemen were more trustworthy than they are now. Nobody in Britain would, if they didn't have to, call the Babylon, because they are scared of them, because they're more criminals than the criminals. Unfortunately, that's the case. Traitors. Gasometers. Now, I grew up with these around me. I don't know if you've seen a lot of these. If you live close to one, I'm guessing there's a lot of gas smell. And I'm guessing there's the constant danger of being blown to smithereens if you live next door to the gasworks. But they're crazy. They fill them up, right, guys? And they go, ooh. And then I used to watch them come down again. Ooh. But there's all this antiquity all over them. So much, Victorian decoration. I think there's more going on with gasometers. I really do. This would be confusing, wouldn't it? Especially if you'd had a tipple and you pretend and you shouldn't have been driving. So, okay, the gas, the brake, The clutch. The clutch. How does that work exactly? Yes. Oh, shit. Yes, life is confusing, isn't it? So I hope you're enjoying the video so far. It's a little bit different, isn't it? But you know, it's nice to reminisce. And I have had feelings. I got some more feelings brewing up right now, as I can tell you. So yeah, I did when I was younger have a Linda Lusardi dream. I did. I dreamt about Linda Lusardi. I dreamt she really, really liked me. And Sam Fox as well. Page 3, Deers. Look at them. They were all a bit chunky as well back then, weren't they? There was natural sort of nice chunkiness, not like, you know, they don't have tattoos and they don't have these weird Dunlop lips that are really popular at the moment. The duck look, quite like a duck. It's really embarrassing. I don't know if they even know that they are so embarrassing. I don't know. So yeah, street communities. I grew up in a street community, and it was like this. Everyone would go out, talk to one another. The summer nights were fantastic, especially in like 1977, coming up the Jubilee, and after that as well. Yeah, all the old guys would come out together, and then they'd all go down the pub and they'll get pissed, and they'll come back singing songs, and they'd have literally. When my father used to come home from sea, he used to invite taxi drivers in, anything like that. But my wall in my house, in my mother's house, my wall was full of these boxes of beers, maybe 100, just hundreds of beers for the piss up that was going to happen because my father was home from sea. Just massive benders, all the Estonians, huge parties that would last for weeks, just craziness. That's what I grew up with. So, yeah, the aesthetic matched the drugs. There's a picture of Peters and Lee there. That's a bit spooky. What? Oh, it's an album of Peters and Lee, which is a little bit spooky still. Okay, whoever listens to Peters and Lee. So yeah, they go with the drugs at the time. So these carpets swirl and make you feel nauseous even without any drugs. And the terrible wallpaper that never matches and is always skewish, and it always catches your eye because you don't know exactly what's going on and things are moving, and it's just the decor. And we had one of these as well. After the coal fire went, 1974, they fitted us with one of these things. And the outside toilet went as well. So this is in the good old days, Birmingham High Street. You can see that it is packed with people, all out doing their lives, hanging around, not worried about anyone snatching their phone or Rooney because they haven't got a phone. So there's no one worried about having their phone snatched, and or getting mugged or anything groomy or anything bad happening to anybody in this crowd. Everybody is safe in this world of the past because I remember it and it was fantastic. And I guess and I'm grieving for a bit because I do know that it's gone, and I know that another generation is, unless something drastic happens and quick, um, Britain as we know it will be gone, which would be like we just fought. We had 2 world wars to protect that, and it meant absolutely nothing. So 1 million men died in the First World War, meant absolutely nothing for freedom. Oh, the trolley bus, yeah. So I had these in Cardiff. I travelled on these when I was little, and then they took them away in the early 70s, as you can see. Oh, I felt quite emotional then. I don't know. See, this is invoking feelings. This might invoke a few feelings, but it's nothing to do with me. I have a word with Robinsons about the golly, the golly, the golly on the jam pot was a marketing thing in the past. I don't know if it still is. Probably not. So yeah, we had these coming around in the morning. Now most British kids did a paper round, or they went on a milk. I didn't go on a milk. I didn't actually like the idea of getting up before in the morning in the freezing cold. Plus, our milkman Mal was notorious for not giving you your money. So there was that. Anyway, these came around with all fresh produce every morning. Beautiful, proper pasteurized milk with cream on top. Gone. Gone. So, yeah, no mobile phones, no hang ups, no weird wokey, no nothing. Just people hanging out, looking good at University of Queen Elizabeth hospital. As soon as she died, it all went to shit. She's been implicated in something to do with these Epstein files, and that wouldn't surprise me one bit. So, remember Princess Margaret? Well, she got caught with knickers down, didn't she? She was going to all of these eyed wide shut parties, as they all like to do, because basically they keep all of this gang to themselves, don't they? And they're all like interbred. And then well, that's why they're all mental. And every so often they got to bring another in, because otherwise they won't be able to repeat and keep on going. Far qua. So yeah, very dodgy, isn't it? And then they rule us. We give them all our money. Weird, 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 weird. So yeah, the Beatles. What a bunch of cunts. So John, raving faggot, don't like him one bit. No, I don't like Ringo. Paul McCartney, go to hell. George, I love George Harrison. He's the only really they bullied him terrible. They cut him out. When he came out with something, right? When he must have sung something in the way she moved, these two must have been fucking crying. Because all he got is let it shitty be. Fucking hell. And all he got is imagine. Wah, wah, wah. Fuck off. This guy had it down. My sweet lord. So fruit and nut still exists, but Cadbury's chocolate were bought up by the Americans. They changed the recipe, and now it doesn't taste like Cadbury's. It used to be heaven on earth, especially a fruit and nut. Everyone's a fruit and nut case. You do know this, don't you? The nana bunging you a flim. Now, this was a popular thing where the nana, your nana, my nana Lou, she would go, Matt, you are love, don't tell him. And she would bung you a fiver or bung you a tenner. Yeah, nana bungs they're called, and they all did. God bless them. But they always had a few quid, and let's be honest, they never spent all their money on drug habits or anything, because the doctors kept them pretty much smashed. So yeah, good days, good days. So yeah, I went to university reading gas meters. No, that's an old 70s joke. Yeah, these things were basically the criminal's favourite item of the 1970s. Most burglaries, or what they would call house screw-ins, were for these little beauties. They were incredibly easy to open to the coin box that may be full. So yeah, if you run out of electric in the 1970s, you can use a German Finnig. Okay, but when they come to empty it later, they might have a bit of a funny face and frown upon it, because they came around the electric man to empty the meter. Yeah, hope you don't find our fucking Finnigs. And you can put a 50p next to an old 1p piece, the old-fashioned 1p, file around them, and you can use the old 1p pieces to get electric when you run out of money, which I'm guessing a lot of British people did in the 1970s. If we did, you did. And we were doing all right. This is the height of British cuisine now. Yeah, man. This used to be poor people's food in the 1970s. Corned beef. I fucking love corned beef. Corned beef sandwiches is just awesome. And you can still get like corned beef that tastes like corned beef. Yeah, it's probably Argentinian beef or whatever it is. I don't know. Nowadays, the price of this has gone right up, like with spam. And like British people like to moan about the price of food, I'm going to moan about the price of food. Corned beef has shot up. Jesus Christ, it used to be cheap as anything, but everything has. So yeah, this was a sweet in the 1970s, and don't know if they're still around. The fruit pastel. So I dare you to put a fruit pastel in your mouth and not chew it. Was the marketing ploy, and well, what a cheat! Because you cannot put a fruit pastel in your mouth without chewing it. It's completely impossible. So there's that. This is how cold the winters were in the 1970s, where your jumpers that you had to put on that morning, yeah, had gone rock hard. What did you do about that? Well, you whack them out with a hammer, and then you put them near anything that's hot, which is nothing. How we lived was just ridiculous. She looks like my mother with that headscarf on. He looks a bit gay to be looking. Pink trousers, but everyone else is gawping as well. She knows it too. So yeah, no tattoos, no ducky lips, no fake eyelashes, just pure, natural, fuzzy beauty. 1970s. That's what I remember of the 1970s. Beautiful women. I know this is Demi Moore, but I think she looks like a girl, yeah. And I always thought, like, yeah, she's definitely all right, in that respect. If I'm a bloke. So, anyway, she's buying a load of albums. Now, we used to meet women in record shops, guys. Yeah. I have literally pulled maybe twice, three times in a record shop, just standing next to them, and they'll go, like, oh, I love that album. Oh, do you really? Yes, one of my favorites, man. I just love it. Oh, do you think I should get it? I was like, yeah, man, we could listen to it together. Yeah, maybe we could. It's like, yeah, fuck me, I hate that album. But you will lie. You will lie because you're a man. But it could be if somewhere in between, like a Journey album or something, or Foreigner. I've been waiting for a girl like you. So Wimpy, I reckon, was real burgers back in the day. These were the only burgers available in Britain in the 1970s. They were heaven. The chips, the fries were heavenly. And this is a Ford Capri. You may know this from the TV series The Minder. Okay, they were fucking crap. They went like shit off a shovel if they were not allowed. This is flowers that people did because they were proud of being British. But that'd be frowned upon. That would be frowned upon. They would come along with combine harvesters, take that away. Ever been to a model village? I have. I've been to a couple. I can't remember where. Doddington, I think, was one. But yeah, what a fucking stupid thing. It's like it looked all right, and I was like, oh yeah, this is pretty neat. I was like, bored now. Can we go? It's like I was the same with everything though. It's like crazy golf. I'd have one go. I'm like, oh fuck me, this is boring. So I'm going now. So you've only had one go. So I'm bored. It's like bored of the fucking model village. You're bored of the crazy bastard golf. Yeah, fucking am bored of this reality. It's not fun enough. Yeah, this is us. So I was one of these. I was a boot boy. Often we was being chased, but the police in Ely were all right. They give you a good kick in, and they used to wrap you up in these mattresses they had so nothing bruised. And then they'd let you out at 11 o'clock so you didn't get in trouble with your mother. It was very considerate. Give you some mints in case you stunk of glue or something. So yeah, it's good old days. And gypsy fortune tellers. We did have these coming along. Although I didn't have any in my street, but I do know of other areas that have them. And basically, you queue up and he tells you what he reads from your field because he's very good at reading people. So I can see that you like donuts. Is that right? Yeah. How could you possibly know that? Frank Fridge. I don't know. Just psychic, aren't I? We had this in Cardiff when I was a kid. It was full of Hell's Angels and bikers, though. Stunk of petunia oil. Sarsaparilla bars. Sarsaparilla gets you high. It does. It's got psychoactive properties. Yeah. Literally in the psychedelics encyclopedia is sarsaparilla. I used to be able to have two pints of this stuff, and I definitely got high as a kid. And the bikers used to drink it like 5 pints or something of sarsaparilla. Whatever active ingredient was in it made you high. And it was legal. I used to love the sarsaparilla. So yeah, we used to have these a lot. I've seen one 2 days ago actually. They're not gone completely. It's a fog. Fogs. We used to have thick pea soup fog because we're on an island, and there's like the fog comes in from the sea. I know when you're in Britain, you don't think you're on an island. So go and get your comic down the shop that you've ordered. It was a very exciting day for me. It was football stickers, but I was very much into my war magazines. War everything with me. I can't believe I even grew out of it. So yeah, he likes the dandy, she likes the beano. I was into Victor and Warlord was my favorite, and I like Commandos as well, but they would have been expensive. But yeah, every single week, and I had my read, my comics, and then I went into like sci-fi. I used to like Judge Dredd, the DC books, and I still got some left actually. Then when I grew up, I went into pop magazines. These were brilliant for the environment. We still got Rag and Bone Mans today. I heard one only this morning. They come around and pick up the steel waste, the metal waste. But this guy, he'll take anything. Yeah, he'll scav anything. And do you know what? These guys were around. You never seen fly tipping. You never seen any rubbish. They were like the vultures of the urban environment, and they would pick all of it. And look at their beautiful Shire horses. So yeah, that's another beautiful thing that was missing from Britain that's gone forever, probably. Yeah. And making you sit outside, not as a punishment, but for health reasons. In times of maybe colds going around, or in this day and age, they were worried about tuberculosis. So they would go out into the fog, and you can put a blanket around you, you won't get cold. Every one of these got acute pneumonia, probably. This is from the 1990, actually, 1991, around that. But it is a really beautiful photograph. And why are you saying beautiful? Because it just sums up Britain so well, guys. Yeah. People shifting around their furniture in a wheelbarrow, the blocks are flat, although it's a lot cleaner than you get in the modern day. But yeah, there's literally millions and millions of people in Britain that live exactly like this. Millions. And we used to turn our streets into stadiums, and the atmosphere would be electric. The parents would all be there. In Cardiff, we don't play cricket, we play baseball. But we'd have a game of baseball, and the mothers would join in, and the fathers would join in, and you'd have the mother on the run into first base, and you would be really proud of her, and everyone would take part. And there would literally be 50 people. People from other streets would come, and they'd be cheering, and the street would be a stadium. God. There's something up in my ceiling. Like a bird or something up in my ceiling. Oh. Yeah. Now, if you're another country, you may not know what these are. These are called conkers, and this was a rite of passage to any British boy. Was a game of conkers. You would have your 11s, your 12s. You never seen girls playing conkers. This is strictly a male pastime. Excuse me a second. Bird or something in my ceiling. I was just making right noise. Excuse me. So yeah, we had these in the past in Britain. It's a double decker train. Can you imagine having that in the modern day? We'd love to go on it. I used to love train travel, I must be honest. So yeah, just to finish off this post, just a bit of fun today. We've enjoyed the show so far. I know it's completely different, but it is actual history, okay? Because this all happened like 50 years ago, 40 or 50 years ago. So it's all historically based. So we're going to go through some of the TV programs that we were given as children. Some of them I have got very fond memories of, some of them not so fond. This one was just weird. The Children of the Stones. It was about children that'd be hypnotized, go to Stonehenge, and then get abducted by aliens who literally steal everybody, or all the children anyway. Douglas Adams, Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy, one of my all-time favorite things ever. She was married to Pamela. Who's she married to? Billy Connolly, the famous Scottish Illuminati member. And this is Marvin, the android, brain the size of a planet, and he has to open doors. Safe Beat Rocks, as you know, the intergalactic rock star. God, it was brilliant. Absolutely brilliant. Size of an eagle, the Arabian Nights. Now, if you did watch the Banana Splits, they would have different sections, and one of them was the Arabian Nights. Okay, or not so popular in the modern day, but this all happened way off in the past, before all of the weird religions turned up. Who remembers Banachek? Yeah, bit of George Peppard before he went 18. So yeah, I used to watch Banachek. Wasn't a big fan, actually, not really. But yeah, Touche Turkle and Dum Dum. I was a big fan of Touche Turkle. I thought that was okay. Actually, I was probably grown up by Touche Turkle. I don't know. Flipper. Who remembers Flipper? Yes, story of Flipper. Story of a super sleuth detective, Dolphin, who solves murders. A bit like Scooby Doo of the water world. No, that's not true. Who remembers this shit terrible program? Yeah, Yeah, immortalising police and then all of the good they do in the world. This was when they were the police service before they were the police force it down your throat. Juliet Bravo, JB, who remembers? No. I still watch this, or I would. Buck Rogers, look at that. You got Tweaky, mini, hi Buck. And the Overlord, the nasty Overlord, has got like an eagle on his head and feathers, which is really trippy. Can't remember her name. She looks a bit like Jennifer Connelly, though. And, ooh, God, that couldn't be the British actress. I can't remember. So, yeah, this used to make me cry. The little boy I thought looked a bit like me as well. And all of this was in Scandinavia, and I'm half Estonia. So I felt a bit of homesickness from the home country that I had never been to. Belle and Sebastian was beautiful. Do you remember it? Does it make you want to cry? And it does look like a little me. He looks like me. It really does. A fatter me. Yeah, no, I wouldn't have watched this. My mother was watching it, but she was watching a lot of shit at the time. A Bouquet of Barbed Wire. What's it about? I don't even care. I don't even know. But who remembers this character? Deputy Dog here. Deputy Dog was absolutely fantastic. I just made myself feel really good inside. And Checkers Plays Pop, Pop, Pop. Now, Checkers Plays Pop was really brilliant, but when he started to come out in front of all of the children wearing absolutely no clothes whatever, no, he didn't do that. But he did have a later quiz show, which he did absolutely naked, him and a lady, which was very peculiar, on Channel 4, really, really late. Had a warning with it. Like Keith Chegwin's gone completely nuts warning. We liked Maggie Philbin and Keith Chegwin. They were integral parts of growing up in Britain. Yeah. Logan's Run, kill you by the time you're 32, and recycle. But like Logan's like, when this goes out, yeah, you're going to be killed. And Jenny's like, oh, I don't fancy that. Jenny Agutter. Yeah, I love Jenny Agutter, as you all know. She looks Farrah Forsyth Major. We might see a Farrah Forsyth Major coming up. Who remembers Bod? Is that too much memory back? I just can't even believe where that came from. You're probably like, Martin, I'm literally in 1970 right now. Thank you. The Pink Panther was fantastic. Inspector Clouseau, really, isn't it? The Pink Panther was actually a diamond. And the Record Breakers. This was a bit dodgy, I thought, as well. So Roy Castle, yeah, he was a world record breaking tap dancer, and he had a world record breaker for playing the most instruments that anyone in the world could play. And he was the fastest tap dancer, okay? Now, he died of cancer, saying that he had lung cancer from passive smoking, working in the working men's clubs in the northern England. Don't know if there's any truth to that. And she was off of Bucks Fizz for making your mind up. So, yeah, he was the adjudicator, see whether or not you've won the world record, and then you go in the Guinness Book of World Records. We can read about it Christmas time in our Guinness Book of World Records, which is really exciting. So I used to love Wolfie Smith. Yeah, I didn't really understand about communism until Wolfie Smith. It's like, oh, he's completely fucking nuts, isn't it? It's like, hey, you want everyone to have nothing. It's like, whoa, no, I'm way too selfish for that. She was a brilliant character in this. She's like, yeah, if you say so, Wolfie. And she just put up with any old shit. Speed. Tex. This guy thought he was Tex. The two Team Popular friends. Who remembers the Liverbirds? Nerys Hughes. I had a thing about Nerys Hughes. She was a Welsh lass, though, and they used to play two Scouse ladies and get into funny situations. And it was okay. It was like whatever happened to the Likely Lads female version. So it's a bit, not really much going on. Who remembers Dempsey and Makepeace? Yeah, shit. Didn't like it myself. This was weird. This woman was 10 types of fucking nuts. Do you remember Annika Rice? Yeah. So the deal with Annika Rice is she lands in a helicopter or a double-decker bus, and she never ever stands still. She's always fucking running, but that's all the ketamine. And then she would like make you a challenge, and it would be something that would potentially get you killed. I know, let's sit in a cage and have sharks nibbling at the cage, or go into this bus where we're going to let a lion on the bus, and you're going to hide behind the chair and see if the lion finds you as a challenge. So yeah, lots of people got killed during Annika's challenge, but yeah, what a crazy bird she was. Whew, 10 types of nuts. Anyway, Battlestar Galactica I still watch. There's there's Xylon over there in the corner looking very, very menacing in his tighties, and yeah, man, I still watch this. I love Battlestar Galactica. I know it's space and I'm a flat earther, but whatever. I still Star Trek as well. So I used to got an American girl, and she used to look like Crystal Tips. She had the same hair, Lisa Bruno. She's exactly the same hair as Crystal Tips. In fact, she didn't know about Crystal Tips and Alistair. So, yeah, I like Crystal Tips and Alistair. Will o' the Wisp. Who remembers this? It was good, wasn't it? Yeah, I'm invoking some memories, and they're good feelings, and they're good fuzzy feelings. The Cuckoo's Waltz. It's always awkward. I was like, it's weird, isn't it, that these two men are living this woman. I was thinking, is there anything going on sexual, like, because they're very, very cutchy together. What are them lonely, long evenings? I don't know, nothing. They're just all friends. He ended up joining the SAS, yeah, and then he went and joined the professionals, became a famous policeman. That's not true, but it is. Who remembers Fred Dibner? Yeah, this is the bravest man in British history. He would climb to the top of the world, knock it down, and then say, "Did you like that?" Oh, Fred Dibner, British hero. There will never be anything like him in this country again. Steeplejack he was, guys. Took down giant stacks. Check him out on YouTube. This is when drugs were completely acceptable on British children's television. As you can see, this guy here, yeah, he is incredibly wasted. I don't know what he's smoking, but it looks really good. And he's got a TV series called Finger Mobs. And this is Finger Mouse, where he talks to the Finger Mouse, yeah, and he tells the children, yeah, because this is a children's television program, what Finger Bob is saying. And he says it very, very stonedly as well. Paddington Bear. Can you imagine, right, if Paddington Bear was to return to London in the modern day? What he would find? He'd be like, well, what's happened to Paddington Station? What's happened to London? What's all of this rubbish? And then all of a sudden, some people jump out from the lane. Oi, Bear, give us your fucking watch, or we'll stick you. Watch? Yeah, and then marmalade sandwiches. Give us it. Well, I'm just off to see the Queen. We're quite close friends, you see. The Queen's dead, mate, and you will be if you don't hand over those fucking marmalade sandwiches. Do it. It's like, oh my, London has changed, hasn't it? Yes, it has, Bear. So yeah, Paddington Bear goes to London. It's not a happy tale, not the modern day. Crockett and Tubbs, that's what we need. Crockett and Tubbs, yeah, would be very out of place in a British environment, both of them. They look very like they could only ever exist in Miami and nowhere else on Earth. Am I wrong? Knock it out, Don Johnson. I watched every one of these. Frank Muir. Call my bluff. So I was into like number games, and I liked countdown, and I definitely like wordplay. Okay, and this was brilliant. So they tell you a word, and then they would tell you like the dictionary definition of what the word was. You had to work out whether or not they were telling the truth or not by a number of questions. It was brilliant. Perfect afternoon's television with these gentlemen. Call my bluff. So yeah, Bonanza. Oh God, look at this. Yeah, I was a Bonanza man, but I did like dip into the. I dipped my toes into High Chaparral as well. I was a Bonanza and a High Chaparral. I know you're not supposed to admit that, but I was. Who remembers watching Please Sir? John Anderton. Yeah, I used to love this. Yeah, he was a school teacher with a very, very badly behaved class, and how he dealt with it. Called Please Sir. Oh my God, maybe tomorrow I'm gonna settle down. Until tomorrow, I'll just keep moving on. Who remembers The Littlest Hobo? Yeah, Fucking love that program. It's when dogs could act. Yeah. Oh, like Lassie. But the littlest oboe, even even that tune that I just sung you is invoked feelings that I'm gonna cry. Maybe tomorrow I wanna settle down. And Generation Game was twisted. Oh, it was, guys. They used to make ordinary British people do torturous things. So this guy's gone all truther, but he's talking from the mainstream perspective. It's Jim Davison. I can't remember her name. She's a lot taller than him because Jim Davison's he's really, 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 really short. Bruce Forsyth. He wasn't even like the typical BBC person because he was married to her, who is Anthea Redfern, and she used to wear like not much. Larry Grayson, yeah, bent as a nine bob note, but no one in British gave a shit. And this is why Isla Sinclair with her Pamela's fucking hairdo is giving him a big old huggeroony because he's not going to try it on with her later in the changing rooms. How? If you want to find out anything in the 1970s, this is how you did it. You went to Fred Dinage. He would tell you how things go down. And it was a TV program called How? And they would explain it really, 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 really well. Who remembers racism at its extremist? Who remembers Popeye? It's okay because this big Arab's going to try and take my bird, so I'm going to go and beat him up every single episode. So there's that. I'm going to have my spinach and my olive oil. Olive oil's bad for you. Anyway, who remembers the Wide Awake Club? No, I don't because that was way past my time. Timmy fucking Mallet. Oh, what was her name? Michaela Strachan. Jesus, I shit that out of nowhere. I scraped that out of the back of my brain pan. Michaela Strachan. Is she even still around? Probably. Wow, Matt. So yeah, on the buses was brilliant. It was so like he literally used to stop on the terminus, pop in this house that was on the terminus, put his leg over, and then jump back in the bus and back on with the route. I love that. Olive oil though, oh my god, I know. So yeah, Reg Varney and his family on the buses, one of the best things to ever come out of British television. What about Eddie Shoestring, the British detective, the Bristol detective? He got in some sticky situations, didn't he? Did you find it interesting? I liked Lovejoy more, but this was okay. Shoestring was okay. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Oh, yeah, it was okay. I'm a huge, huge fan of Scooby Doo. As we all know, it all went to shit in a handbag when Scrappy fucking Doo came on the scene. Uncle Scooby, who gives a shit, brat? Yeah, somebody signed in like in the script, their spoiled brat, Scrappy Doo, into the series and killed it stone dead. Until then, it was brilliant, absolutely brilliant. Had me guessing right to the end who'd done it. I was on the edge of my seat. Never ever knew. Captain Pugwash, which is completely weird, and we've covered that in the past. But yeah, another beautiful British memory. Captain Pugwash. Well, do you remember the Phantom Raspberry Blower? Yeah, this was on the two Ronnies. So basically, he would run up behind you with a large, fat noise, and then you would have a heart attack and die. This would be the Phantom Raspberry Blower, and this was humour in Britain. Was people dying of heart attacks? Oh, I'm about to have a coronary arrest because of a loud fart. It was humour in the past. Now, I used to love Count Dracula. I thought it was very clever because he had a lisp. He had a lisp. Well, Count Dracula had a lisp. And not only had a lisp, he's a vampire and his teeth come out. And then he talks funny when he comes out with like this. Count Dracula. I love Count Dracula. I thought it was very clever. Yeah. Lands of the Giants always tickles me. This is 1950s and 60s, so admittedly, but looks like she's really enjoying that rubber in the belly. He's in pain because they're going to be scalpelling him. Look, he's crying. They haven't even. Oh, maybe this was white and this is all blood. Nah, he's just acting. Nobody really dies. Who remembers the flumps? I bet that's the first time you heard that word in 40 fucking years, isn't it, guys? When was the last time somebody said flumps to you? God, they were lovely, weren't they? Poor little flumpy one piece. So yeah, that's the kid out of the movie Time Bandits. Now I used to love Stigger the Dump. So the score is this British kid. He goes down the dump, and there's a caveman with Stigger the Dump living down there in all the rubbish, and teaches him caveman stuff. Love Stigger the Dump. I was just thought it was the best thing. Who remembers Petrocelli? Paul Newman. You're the other Paul Newman as Petrocelli. Did you like it? Can you sing the theme tune of Petrocelli to me? Can you? No, I can't. I forgot it. That's why I asked you. Shut it, Carver. George. Yes, Governor. This was when men were men. Yeah, these are police officers. Yeah, in the Sweeney Todd flying squad. Yeah, they were druggies. They were drunk. They had sex with women, and they were men. Yeah, and do you know what they did? They caught bank robbers with guns. This was Britain of the 1970s. Men were still men. And then it went all Thorn Birds, didn't it? I wouldn't have watched Thorn Birds because I'm straight. But this is Richard Chamberlain. How come there's something really weird happening, guys? It's just like everything looks AI all of a sudden. Like everything looks AI. How could that even be? He looks AI. She looks AI. There's a photograph from the 70s. I don't even know. Jack and Ori gives me fond memories. Prince Charles did it once. Rick Mills did her name, I can't, slips my mind. She's lovely. They all read stories, and it's called Tell Us a Story, Jack and Ori. She's reading The Hobbit. And yeah, to listen to endless stories that I used to really look forward to Jack and Ori. Still love it, in fact. Remembers watching Time Slips, one of my favourite. Anything to do with time travel, like Time Tunnel, or I used to like Voyage to the Bottom of the Sea. That's not time travel, but definitely Time Slip was time travel. They're saying, "What the fuck are you?" Planet of the Apes, obviously, is one of the best things on television of the 1970s, isn't it? It was just the best series going. Yeah. And the films as well were brilliant. The Wombles, I grew up with. So I learned about geography. Tobermory, Orinoco. I had to go and look up where that river was. Now I know, thanks to the Wombles. No, I knew where that fucking Orinoco was. Yeah, so they live under Wimbledon Common in tunnels, and they come up and they make use of the things that the people chuck away, like rubbish and stuff. There's a load of them, and they're living with one woman, and she got the name of a French tart, Madame Cholet. I shit you not, like a French prostitute's name. And she lives with them. So I'm not saying anything's going on. Well, he looks quite weird, doesn't he? Looks like he's on some sort of drugs. For sure. This is the 1970s, and they did admit in BBC Television Centre, like the kids that were in Grange Hill, that they were on, like, especially when they did the No to Drugs campaign, went to America and actually sung in a stadium, Don't Do Drug song, yeah. But they said that they were on drugs the whole time, and heroin too. They were all on drugs in British television, and smoking lots and lots of wacky backy as well. So yeah, this was Magpie. One for sorrow, two for joy, three for a girl, four for a boy, five for silver, six for gold, seven for a secret never to be told. What happened if you see eight? What happens if you see 10? Not specific, are they? But he was quite good. Adam Faith, old 60s pop star, became detective. Yeah, it's a bit shit, really. But, you know. So, yeah, the master on Doctor Who, stuff of nightmares. This is Satan. Nah, it's not. Satan's a chick. But let's just pretend this is Satan. And he was in Doctor Who, and he used to turn up and haunt your consciousness. Yeah. But I seen the devil in the shower once. I told you that, didn't I? Oh, don't worry about it. Anyway, Sooty. This Sooty changes. The Corbetts. This is old Corbett, and then he gets his son takes over as a dynasty of glove hand puppet technicians, if that's what they're called. Sooty, Sweep, and Sue. And I love Sweep dearly. Sooty's a bit of a twat, and Sue, well, she goes on a bit, but no, I'm not fussed. But I am fussed on Back Puss a lot. I mean, a lot. I mean, I want to cry right now. Yeah. So there was this little girl, and she loved this toy shop. Emily was her name, and there was the dear old back puss, lovely old back push, yeah. And this is Gabriel, the old toad. This is Professor Yaffle, who's a carved wooden bookend. These are the mouse and live on the mice organ. We shall fix it, we shall fix it, we will mess it up, we will fuck it up. And this is Madeline, the doll. And what happens is they all come to life and they examine the toy that you've brought to Backpuss. Oh my God, it's so magical. Just feel so touched right now. Who remembers V? I didn't realise Robert Englund was in V, but yeah, he was. And that guy out of Demolition Alley. There's a few stars in this, isn't there? A few centre celebrities. I think I've got a bird in my loft. Lizzie Dripping. Who remembers Lizzie Dripping? That used to be like a derogative term to girls. Sometimes people would call them Lizzie Dripping. A bit unfair, but they used to. You know. Who remembers Captain Scarlet and the Mysterons? Yeah, this is telly at its best, isn't it? Puppets, and you don't even see the strings really. Well, you do a little bit, but I tell you what, they're better than the ISS NASA footage. Much better. So I went to see Super Ted in the new theatre. Yeah, I did. Doctor Who, that was John Pertwee, was starring in it. So I was very impressed. And he was a superhero, Super Ted, invented in Cardiff. Yes, he's a Welsh superhero, and he's a teddy bear. You may not know about him. Cat Weasel was shit. I never ever watched that. I didn't like that guy. Don't like his face. No offense, but and look at that. Someone chopped his finger off. Oh, two of his fingers. That's nasty, isn't it? Jeez. So I don't know if people in America land had the Sullivans, but we did in Britain, and we dearly loved it. It came on 1 o'clock in the afternoon. Come on after the news at 1 o'clock, 1:30. The Sullivans, and it's set in Australia during the Great War, the First World War. So basically, you get to know all of the characters. They go off to the, Gallipoli front, get killed, and then it's like the telegram, the sadness, the crying, and everyone got a fucking dead dog watching Sullivans. But it wasn't. There was some touching moments as well. Touching me, touching you. Who remembers The Sky at Night with its host, Patrick Moore, who's got a funny eye and another funny eye because everything looks AI all of a sudden. What is going on? Have they touched up all of the pictures? These are out of my collection, though, so it wouldn't be possible. Maybe it's just me. So yeah, I followed all of these because back in the past I used to be like a NASA fanboy, and I wouldn't miss a Sky at Night for love nor money. Thought it was all very important. So yeah, it's Friday. It's 5 to 5, and it's Crackerjack. That's right. You can gaslight a child and get away with it. So what happens is he wins a prize at the end, and then they pile all of the toys that he could win as long as he can hold them into his two arms. Yeah. And they're falling off and he loses them and everything. And he ends up with a couple. And then you can take that couple home. Every Crackerjack ending. I used to think to myself, that's actually pretty cruel. That's actually pretty cruel. Poor old Windy Miller ended up on the fentanyl. Look at him here. Windy Miller gets drunk on a very strong cider at this stage, I think they're lying. In the morning, he falls asleep. Pew Ballymagroo, Tup the Dibble Grout, Candlewick Green. Who remembers Pinky and Perky? I don't. That'd have been before my time. But stupid. These are good. You ever seen these? Yeah. These are the ancient martial arts of Ekitham, as practiced by the goodies, as you can see here. You need a big black log of black pudding. And the damage you can do is incalculable. If you've ever had a black pudding whacked in your face, have you? Yeah? A big black pudding whacked in your face could be very, very, very dangerous. It could explode your brain. You're there, the high chaparral, all coached up around the consuela, who makes beautiful food, the consuela. I don't know all the others because my mind has cancelled them all out because they are male. It works like that. Jamie, Jamie and the magic touch. So this was my favourite. This is kid. He's got this magic touch. He shines it. He jumps through there, and then he finds the skylark, which takes him off on a magical journey with his dog. And he has it all happening in his bedroom with a touch that makes this magic happen. How can life be so fucking awesome, guys? Jimmy and the magic touch. Who can remember Bara Bapapa? Yeah. Well, this thing can change into any shape you can imagine. Yeah. It can change into a bus, a car, an airplane, or an ant. Weirdly. I, Claudius, look at Picard. In his younger days, he got a bit of hair on in there. Look, Luke Picard. Weird. Yeah. So, oh god. So yeah, I, Claudius. Oh, John Hurt was in it. So yeah, it's all like sedition, and infamy. They've all got it. Infamy, and they kill him and Brutus, and there's a lot of orgies going on because it's the Romans. Yeah. Michael Bentine's Potty Time. I shit the bed when I seen this. I haven't seen this in 50 years, and I lived for the Harry Benton. I can't believe Michael Bentine's Potty Time even existed in my reality. But yeah, he invented this strange little world of these little people, and he was like their god. Because as you can see, he's like their god. Anyone remember? So fucking trippy. Who remembers the Clangers? This is a soup dragon. He lives on the moon, and he makes soup, and he keeps it, and he lives under the moon, and he keeps the Clangers going on the moon with soup, because he's a soup dragon. Richard O'Sullivan was definitely out of character as playing Dick Turpin. He should have stayed in Robin's freaking nest, catching up to them two women. Ugh. Who remembers Bless His House? He's getting on a bit by there, wasn't he? Guy out of Carry On Films. I watched every one of them. Thought it was bloody brilliant. So CJ, he's making a statement here, if you can remember, and saying comments which TV series you think CJ actually appeared in. I didn't get where I am today, indulging in hanky panky. It's weird. It's like it's literally opposite of me. So I did entities was swap shop once. Me and my sister were doing swappy items, and he got some read out by Noel Edmonds. It's another fame. See, another claim to fame there I got, guys. But on the other side, it was the Bucket of Water song. We sing the song, the Bucket of Water song. Sally James's jugs, my papa of the top. If we're very lucky. And it was Carol Jeeves, who had Spit the Dog, and Chris Tarrant, who ended up doing Who Wants to Be a Millionaire, and then tumbling off this mortal coil. Maybe. I don't know. Who remembers the mild mannered janitor? I know Bob knows in chat. This is Hong Kong Fooey, yeah. And I knew it was him all along because it tells you in the beginning, don't they? Now, the Rockford Files, I was rather keen on the Rockford. And his old man smashed it. His old man had this boat, and Rockford used to stay on there, and he lived a bit of a scummy life, Jim Rockford, but he was happy. I loved the Rockford Files. I feel again, I'm having feelings from that tune and the Rockford Files. How can television programs induce human feelings? So CJ also stated, I didn't get where I am today by serving Welsh people. Okay. Don't ever come to Wales then, CJ, will you? You won't be welcome. I didn't agree with having a disabled fucking detective. I just didn't see the point. And like Raymond Burr, yeah, I get he's a good actor, but I still don't know to this day whether he was really in a wheelchair or if he was just acting. So maybe somebody could tell me, was Raymond Burr actually disabled? Because I don't know, and I'm not going to Google it because I don't want to. This is Wales at its finest, yeah. Ivor, wallowing wiver. Here's Ivor the engine, and he's puffing up the hill to Llanigog. So yeah, Ivor the engine. Fucking brilliant. Life at its best. Who remembers when the spaghetti weevil decimated the spaghetti harvest in Ticino, in Switzerland in this day in 1957. So yeah, the spaghetti harvest was ruined that year. Many people went hungry. Many people went hungry. So yeah, there's a few sitcoms sure. Eddie Shoestring, Robin's Nest. Can't remember. Can't remember. I remember that this Irish guy that worked with them had one arm, and he was a one-arm dishwasher. And I liked her as well. I know. I know. I know. Oh, that's Paula Wilcox. I can remember her name. I feel proud of myself all of a sudden. Love thy neighbour. This was brilliant. This was British telly at his best. He is always going to get the better of him. Him, he's stupid and a bigot, so he's always going to lose. Brilliant. Backpuss, King Rollo, and the Clangers, and Ivor the Engine. Just don't get better than that, does it, guys? Secret Squirrel. Top Cat. The most effectual. Close friends get to call him TC. Yeah. And who remembers Officer Dibble? Officer Dibble. Good night, John Boy. Good night, Mary Ellen. Good night, Elizabeth. They were a happy family. God, the literally Waltons bred like fucking rabbits, didn't they? Look at them. Yeah, these two. Oof. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. He's gonna go off. He's gonna go off and fight or something, or write books or something stupid. But fucking, how many kids do you have? Oh, never when Granddad died. That was a sad day, wasn't it? She was crying, wasn't she? Yeah, I didn't like Granddad died. They always fucking do that, kill him off in Waltons. Endlessly disappointing. Anyway, who remembers? Tells the unexpected. With Roald Dahl, who's from Cardiff, yeah. Oh, I wouldn't trust him as babysitter or anything, but his tales are gnarly and about devil worshipping, something you would definitely know about, and all that sort of thing. Occultic subjects, very enjoyable. So yeah, this was endlessly fucking enjoyable as well. Fucking pouring our hearts through this anguish on a Sunday afternoon or whenever they played Little House on the Prairie. But you would get emotionally involved with it, and you always wanted the best for him, didn't you? For his little family whamly. So sad and so happy. It's lovely. Feels so again. I've just invoked feelings and emotions within myself, which I'm sharing with you. I love Johnny Morris. Johnny Morris was gifted. Now, he worked in Bristol Zoo and he made a TV series in the 70s called Animal Magic. And he had an affinity with all animals. They just absolutely loved him. I never got to see Johnny Morris, but I did go to Bristol Zoo. Good few times. And I love it. I love Bristol Zoo. I want to go back if it's still there. So yeah, unlike Ironside, yeah, this guy, McLeod, rides a horse through the streets of New York because he's from the South and he don't understand that they use motor cars. So he's being different. So yeah, but McLeod will get his man every single time. Who remembers Clarence, the one-eyed tiger out of Doctor-y? Cute, isn't it? Oh, stupid thing to do, but how cute is that? And Born 3 as well. Remember Born 3? Born Free. Hill Street Blues was really good, but it didn't last a tomato season. They killed them all off. I like this guy undercover was good. She was good. The captain was quite good, wasn't he? God, I can't believe I followed these terrible fucking programs. I would never miss a taxi. You got to be joking. Danny DeVito, Joey, fucking hell, man. How brilliant was Taxi, guys? Then Remy was Polish or something. He couldn't talk properly. He was funny. Oh. So yeah, Yes Minister. I was never a fan. I didn't watch it. It was politically motivated. So there's that. Golden Girls. Again, no, that's only for gay people to watch. Actually, Porridge was brilliant. Gobber and Ronnie Barker would always be playing games over this man here, who was the commandant, so to speak. What was his name? I'm trying to remember his real name. It's a real good Scottish name. It'll come to me later on. But he died, he did. Oh, that's Kim. Again, I'm having a mind fart. Okay. Richard Beckinsale, Kate Beckinsale's father. So yeah, Man About the House was a classic. Youth of Joyce, and this is George and Mildred, who broke off away from Man About the House and got their own series, George and Mildred. I gotta be honest, I was a fan of George and Mildred. Youth of Joyce was a bit of a card. They both George Roper as well was funny, but oh, wasn't she lovely? Paula Paula Wilcox with a feather cut. Anyway, fucking Partridge Family can stand them. Anyway, yeah, David Cassidy, yeah. Oh, and fucking Shirley Jones and all of these creepy kids on this bus. Can you remember this? The Partridge Family, the ginger. Oh god, yeah, I remember. It was awful. No, I much more prefer the double deckers. It's better bus, better vibe. No, I'm not into Bergerac. He was a detective. I think it was played by John Nettles, and he was in that tax haven where all the elites are diving off to, called Jersey, which is a good place to go because it's not overrun at the moment, but it might be later. Who remembers Flash Gordon? And I remember Flash Gordon, like Buster Crab, and the Emperor's Hog. Or no, the Emperor Ming, Ming the Merciless. You can see that he's got a Fu Manchu beard, so he's like slightly Chinese. So they're in the way. They are, I guess, in dehumanizing Chinese by making their criminal in Flash Gordon, who's a spaceman, a Chinese person. Which is still playing over into modern day. Wait till your father gets, wait till your father gets home. Ooh. Who remembers this? Did you have shock hearing this? How many years has it been since you've heard Wait Till Your Father Gets Home? Theme tune. To make you feel good. Am I invoking feelings? I am invoking feelings in myself. Maybe I'm on my own doing this, but I don't know. Anyway, this guy's from Ely, where I'm from. Okay, Leonard Rossiter, and there's Beckinsale again, and this is Rising Damp, one of the greatest programs in the history of British television. Stingray, I was a massive fan, and I did have this craft as well as all of the Thunderbird stuff. So I'll just go through a couple of toys. Don't want to go on too much more because this has been a long video and I want to put this up. So yeah, we love the young ones, don't we? That is the 1980s though. So you've got the hippie, Neil Orange Peel, Mike, who shouldn't have been on there, and poor old Rick Mail, who's also tumbled off this mortal coil, and Aid Edmondson. I don't know if he's still alive, it doesn't matter. This box contains a genuine pedigree pet rock. So yeah, the Christmas we played, that did my head in, but I was really good at it. I could take it 20 deep, 25 deep. Could I have a game? So anyway, I'm going to be back. Oh, Evil Knievel. I'm going to be back in Saturday for a Flatter Day event. Make sure to come and see me then. And I hope you enjoyed this video, a little bit of something different. Hope we have a little giggle together. I'm doing this for me anyway, so I hope you enjoyed. So there's me for today. See you very soon.